Shanika Ocean, you are watching Fashionthirst TV, and right now I'm joined by Alice Horlick, who is the founder of AEVHA London. So hello and welcome.
Thanks, lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too. So your brand, it is actually making storms in the industry right now. So tell us a little bit about the brand, a little bit about the background.
It's very exciting. We launched 2 years ago, so it's pretty much our second anniversary right now. We've done 3 London Fashion Weeks, which have been fantastic, very exciting, and lots of new retailers come on board and all that kind of thing. And yeah, I mean, I think the collections have just obviously grown as they will tend to do, and we've just this season become a lot more colourful. So our first couple of seasons were a little bit more muted tones, a little bit more kind of, I don't know, sophisticated vibe. But what we're doing at the moment is we're retailing a lot online. So what we're doing with the colours, I think, is a lot more attractive and exciting online.
Would you say fashion is something you always wanted to get into from a young age?
It's a funny one, actually, because I actually only realised I wanted to do fashion design a little bit later on. I had a very academic upbringing, in a sense, in that the school I went to was very academic, and there wasn't necessarily so much of a fashion influence. So I didn't realise I wanted to be in the fashion industry until a little bit later. I actually, of my own accord, did a short course at London College of Fashion.
Okay.
And that's when I realised that fashion was what I wanted to do. So yeah, it wasn't a case that I was kind of sketching stuff since the age of 5, but at the same time I was doing artistic things. So I was doing kind of oil paintings and, kind of artsy things and craftsy things and working with my hands a lot.
And who would you cite as your inspiration in the fashion world?
It's
probably
I think probably just in the way that I work and the stuff that I do, I would probably say Gucci. Just because what I've become fascinated with, and one of the first things I did was to start working with some exciting new hardwares. So I think, especially with bags, it's something. It's a kind of area where you can do something very new and exciting. So obviously you're working with leather and everybody's working with shape, and what can you do within that, and to then kind of extend some interesting hardware. So stuff like we work with bone and hardwoods, and everything has its own unique grain, so every single piece is different, which I think is a really lovely thing. That is,
it makes it unique, doesn't it?
Exactly.
And is it Italy you get the bags made in? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we get everything made in Italy.
Wow. So how did that actually all come about? What was that process like?
It was interesting.
I'm sure there was probably many obstacles you've had to overcome.
Yeah, I think, when you start a new business on any level in any industry, you have to go out there and you have to meet people and you have to find things, and it takes time. So I spent about 2 years kind of going out there, meeting people, finding out whether they were up to the task, because obviously luxury goods is a whole nother level. Whatever it is that you're looking for, it has to be the best of the best. In the same way, it's the same thing with sourcing the raw materials. So, the leathers in themselves, you find that Italy is the best place to be, because they've been doing it there for such a long time. Yeah, the finishes, the things that, the experimentation that happens there, they're not copying anyone. They're actually, they're pioneers, which is really exciting.
Okay, and as well, you've had quite a few celebrities been seen out with some of your bags. So it's like Caitlyn Jenner, Eddie Campbell. There's been quite a few. So how did that come about?
Yeah, it's really exciting. We were actually just extremely lucky in that we were noticed very early on. So Olivia Palermo actually picked us up in our first season.
Oh, wow.
And did a Designers to Watch piece on AEVHA London, which was amazing. I mean, you almost can't hope for more than that. She is pretty much the it person in fashion. So that was extremely exciting, and since then we've just kind of, it's continued in that direction where we just had people noticing the brand, which is amazing. And
because to think that you've only been around for 2 years as well, it's such a short space of time and you've achieved so much. So how does that feel?
Yeah, it's really exciting. It really feels like there's a momentum building around the brand at this stage, and that's, yeah, just extremely exciting place to be.
And in terms of celebrities, do you have like an ideal celebrity that you'd love to be seen with one of your pieces?
I think we actually very recently, like last week, had a request from her, but Diane Kruger.
Oh, wow.
I think she's pretty much the brand ambassador I see when I design my bags.
Your bags, yeah.
So it was super exciting when she actually requested one.
Wow.
So we were like, okay, cool.
And I've also heard that we've got a few other celebrities that have recently requested your bag. This one in particular, down here.
This one is the one, apparently. Yeah, we've so it's been requested by Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Taylor Swift has it in cream for autumn winter. I think she's going for some slightly more muted tones. Okay. Apparently she's open to some more brights in spring summer.
Remember where you had it first?
Yeah. Taylor has it in cream. Alessandra Ambrosio has it in this. We've also had so Diane Kruger, that's the one that she went for. Who else? Nicole Richie.
Oh, wow.
Amal Clooney is just requested in that colour as well. So yeah, it seems to be the it bag.
Amazing. And as for your bags, so what do they retail at roughly?
So we're at £495 to £845. So trying to still be a little bit, I suppose, competitive in terms of being just slightly under,
Yeah, high end but still affordable.
High end but affordable.
Yeah, that's good. So in terms of the brand, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What sort of aspirations and goals have you got to take your brand to the next level?
All big ones.
All big ones.
All big ones. We want to be international. I mean, I'm really looking to take the brand global, and we've got a meeting next month in Shanghai with an agent who's interested in taking the brand to China. So obviously the Asian market is a big kind of next step for us, and obviously the US market as well is a no-brainer with what we're doing with celebrity and all that kind of thing as well.
Good. So I don't want to take too much of your time today, but before you do go, we have to know, so where can we find you? Where can people make their purchases?
Obviously directly on www.aevhalondon.com. But also we are on Grazia Shop. Yeah. We are on handbag.com. We are on First Dibs is a new retailer for us, which is, I hear, massive in the US. Yeah. Exciting. And yeah, I mean, a number of others. Have a little look on the website. We've got obviously a stockist list, so
we'll put that on there. And would you think about opening a boutique store in the future?
Absolutely. I think people talk a lot at the moment about how the future of retail is online, and certainly I agree with that. But there is also something that happens when you see a product in person. And you interact with it in person, and you just fall in love with something in a way that I think it just doesn't happen online in the same way. So I think, physical retailers are very important, and, it is something that we're certainly looking at as well.
Okay. And before I do let you go, I have to ask, as the designer, do you have a particular favourite bag?
I think my favourites change depending on like I get bored of things.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, been there, designed that. So this is the new bag for the season. So I'm super excited about it because obviously it's new and it's learning for me, but also because we have the wood, and I'm kind of obsessed with the wood and the bone hardware. So they're, as you can see, a big feature throughout the whole collection, and it's something that's kind of really exciting for me. Is just what I love about it is that every single piece is unique. So the grain is different on every single piece of wood. Bone is almost the same, and that like every piece of bone has a slightly different coloration. Yeah. So I love that about them, that every one is slightly different and is very unique in itself. Yeah, especially the tones and the colours, it really does stand out. But thank you so much for allowing us to come down and have a chat with you today, and all the best success for the future. Absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. You're welcome.